Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for our Facebook Live. My name is Gabby, joined here today with Chris from the Boys Town National Hotline, and we are going to be discussing mental health because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, this is obviously a very big topic for many youth, ranging from young to old, who call into the Boys Town Hotline, who text the hotline, visit Your Life, Your Voice, or submit a web contact. So, Chris has a wealth of knowledge to share about this topic in relation to youth and what they are currently dealing with. So, if you are watching live and you have a question related to caring for your child's mental health, getting help for them, whatever it may be, go ahead and leave your question in the comment section and we can try and answer it at the end, or we can get your question answered by one of our parenting experts. So, Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for joining us. I know we did a chat similar to this back in December about caring for your mental health around the holidays, but as we all know, mental health is not seasonal, so I'm glad that we could meet again to chat about this topic. So, first off, can you go ahead and talk about your role at Boys Town with the hotline?
Well, I'm one of the managers at the Boys Town National Hotline. My oversight is in training and some of the services that we provide here at the hotline. So rather than talking about me, I'd actually like to explain what we do at the hotline a little bit. We are open 24/7. We have been in existence for over 30 years. We talk to kids, we talk to adults, and actually we talk to people. We every year we talk to people from all 50 states. So sometimes people think it's just a local line. No, it's a national line. So we talk to people all across the country. Um, we provide texting services as well as responding to emails in addition to our calls. We also take calls not only on our Boys Town National Hotline number, but we're part of the National Lifeline Suicide Prevention Network. So we take calls from them all across the country. And just some other general crisis lines, we answer calls for them as well. So we talk to people all the time.
Yeah.
The other big thing that we do is we have a teen website called yourlifeyourvoice.org. And through that, kids can reach out to us and just get online to get more information about some of the issues that they're dealing with. So,
Yeah. And for all my parents watching, even if you just take 10 minutes to go through yourlifeyourvoice.com, I mean, it is so in depth. There's so many topics. There's relationships, there's friendships, there's breakups, bullying, anything that your child may be facing, there's a resource. And the best part is it's actually written in a way that your kids can understand. So this is a website you can totally just hand off to them, say, go ahead and dig through this, and you know that it's written for their ears and their eyes. So very great
and
resource.
we take a lot of care really to make sure that the voice that we give to all of our content is directed at kids. We don't want it to be clinical.
Right.
We want it to relate to them and that they can really understand it. So,
Yeah, definitely. So May, like I said at the beginning, is Mental Health Month, which, like I said, is a huge focus at the hotline. Chris, what kind of calls and contacts does the hotline get in relation to mental health?
I would say one of the highest number of reasons that especially kids call us is because of anxiety. Depression tends to be a close second, and unfortunately, a lot of times those two issues combined together point kids in thoughts, dark thoughts, and they start thinking of suicide. So, suicidal thoughts is another big piece of what we deal with at the hotline.
Yeah, and especially with, the last 2 years with the pandemic, have you seen kind of an increase in that, especially related to the anxiety factor?
Yes, the anxiety has definitely increased over the last several years. We also saw an increase in the number of kids that were reaching out to us who were having difficulties getting along with their parents.
Yeah.
So we really worked with our counselors to help provide some tips and tools to help them help kids.
Yeah.
Our big goal is to build bridges between parents and kids, and not to build walls. So
Yeah, that's a great analogy. So, what kind of kids are calling in with mental health struggles or texting or contacting via the website?
You know, it's all ages. I mean, we have really young kids that reach out to us. We kind of consider young people as anybody 24 and younger, because a lot of times at 24 and from the in your 20s, some of those early 20s, there's a lot of issues that people are dealing with as well. So we really try and focus on that. And honestly, we're one crisis line that really likes to focus on helping kids. Not all crisis lines are set up for kids, and that's what we love to do. We love to help kids. So um, I think the big thing for everybody to realize is that mental health just crosses all boundaries.
Yeah.
We all have to learn to take care of ourselves, and you can't just pigeonhole and say that these kind of kids are going to have more troubles than others. So I think that's what's nice about the hotline too, is that sometimes we'll have kids who reach out to us and say, I'm the one that everybody goes to for help.
Mhm.
So it's hard for me to let people know that I'm hurting right now. So the fact that they can reach out to us at the hotline is a great advantage for them. So
Yeah, definitely. And we always love recommending the hotline as a parenting resource because sometimes, like you said, they're the ones that they're the contact for all their friends or their siblings, and sometimes they don't want to talk to mom or dad, which is totally fine. If you want to talk through it with someone objective who has experience dealing with especially mental health issues,
it,
hotline's a great
yep,
resource.
exactly. Well, the big thing too is we really try and help kids kind of pinpoint sometimes what their triggers are. What are those things that are causing them to feel a certain way? And then identify the triggers, and then identify the, um, the thoughts and feelings that go along with that. Because once sometimes they can identify what those things are, it helps put them on a path to be able to work through those situations. So
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about, mental health it doesn't matter how old you are, what grade you're in, what social economical position you're in, it really does affect kids of all different backgrounds. So how does the hotline help those youth who are struggling with their mental health?
I could go on for a half hour about
Okay.
this, but one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is that we really work to empower kids, and help them be resilient. I mentioned triggers earlier, and sometimes that the word triggered gets overused or misused.
Yeah.
We want kids to be able to identify the triggers that cause the negative feelings, the negative thoughts, the negative behaviors, and not just blame the triggers for the problem,
Hmm.
but to identify those triggers and then figure out what is it that I can do when I'm triggered.
Yeah.
If this certain situation causes me great anxiety, there's some power in a kid being able to say, okay, this is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, or because this happened, I'm now feeling this way. If we can teach that to kids rather than just say, oh, that triggers me, and then walk away from it,
Hmm.
we want kids to learn how to cope with those things. So our goal is to provide them strategies, different ways to deal with their problems. Um, Kids, it's difficult for kids because a lot of times they don't have control over everything that's going on in their lives. So to help them figure out what are the things they can control, what are the ways they can work through their problems. Kids don't tolerate emotional pain very well. And in today's world, kids are very used to instant gratification. I always talk about years ago when we would dial up the internet, like you'd click on it and it would take forever for it to come up. Well,
Yeah.
in today's world, you click on your phone and the internet's right there. I think, this generation is not used to waiting for
Oh
things.
no, no way. That's
Not at all. I just had problems trying to get my Outlook working
right.
just for this
Yeah.
on this
You're just
computer. And I'm
not
like, okay,
to
why is
it,
this taking so long?
right?
Right. And kids just aren't used to, like, they want quick fixes. They want a
Yeah.
pill to fix this. They want somebody,
Yeah.
just to make the pain go away. And as adults, we all know that life is not perfect.
Yeah.
there are so many things that kids, adults have to deal with, and we just have to teach them how to work through those problems. So they're not like, oh my gosh, this bad thing happened and I'm just going to fall apart.
Yeah.
So, like, empower them and motivate them to want to be strong and work through it rather than being a victim to their circumstances. So, and I think that's a lot of what we have on Your Life, Your Voice, is the tips that are written are very empowering. They talk about different topics, like you mentioned. Um, so it helps, like, to be able to go on the website and be able to look and say, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a breakup. Well, what kind of tips are on here? And they're short tips, like blogs. Um, and then we also have a lot of journal pages and worksheets, so kids can kind of process through their feelings and their thoughts and how they're reacting to different situations. So the whole thing is set up so it's almost like we're teaching kids skills,
Yes.
how to manage different stressors. So that's, to us, that's very important.
Yeah. And I love what the hotline does too with Your Life, Your Voice when they are giving them concrete things to do. So whether it's a journal page, put it the shoebox activity, because sometimes when you're just sitting there with your feelings and you got to do something to get it out, and obviously
Right.
we want them to do it in a healthy way. So parents, I definitely would recommend going through some of those activities. And I mean, even during COVID, I know we had some families print out some journal pages and actually laminate them. And so they would use dry erase
Yes.
boards. So then you can use them over and over again, which is kind of nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, they're set up for kids, but they're not little kid kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
tools.
Exactly.
Adults can use them. It's just, a lot of it is how to process your thoughts and feelings, and sometimes how to switch gears, how
Hmm.
to think more positively about things. So it really is set up to be very helpful. And you're right, it's even all the tips are set up. We tried, not all of them, but a lot of them are set up so they're bulleted points. It's not some big long
Right.
essay.
Yeah. They don't want more homework.
Really
We know that.
concrete. Exactly, exactly. Well, and the other thing we knew too with Your Life, Your Voice is not all kids want to reach out and get help.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just want to quietly be able to get on the website.
Hmm.
They want to read some of the content because we've got the um, blogs or tips, we've got the journal pages, but we also have bulletin boards where kids have written in to the hotline via email and have shared their experience, and then a counselor responds to them. And so we post some of those on the website too, in similar categories
Yeah.
to the tips. That way kids can go in and see, oh my gosh, look, this person's going through the same thing I am.
Hmm.
I'm not that far off. Like, there are other people dealing with this same kind of thing. So, and
Yeah.
we've got some great thank yous on there from kids who have reached out and been appreciative of the help that we've provided. So there's a lot of good content on there.
Yeah. And especially with mental health, it can feel so isolating, especially for, a younger kid or a teenager even, to be like, I have friends and like my life is good. I have a family, I have school, I have sports, but then why am I still struggling with this mental health? Well, when they go on our website, they can see, oh yes, there are other kids feeling the way I do. And maybe they don't have,
Right,
maybe their home life is very, very difficult. They are going through a breakup. They're isolated from their friends. Obviously there's many, many different scenarios, so the fact that they can go and find things that relate to them and show them they're less alone and not have to
right.
talk
And
on
on
the
their
phone or
own.
text. Yeah, because sometimes they're like,
Exactly.
I don't want them to know my name, I don't want them to know anything
Yeah,
about me, but I need help with this issue. So
right.
yeah.
And kids can call us, they can text with us, they can email us. And like I said, they can just go on the website and look too. The other thing we have is a mood app that's free,
Yeah.
and it's available on the website that kids can download. And honestly, a parent or any adult could download it and use it as well. But it's a way to track your moods. You can identify, this is how I felt this certain day, and you can journal why you felt that way. And it'll actually track your moods over time.
Hmm.
So you can go back and look and say, okay, for some reason, every Monday, I'm not in a great mood, or whatever it is. So that's another helpful tool as well. And it gives you some life tips. They'll pop up on there too. That doesn't, like, we don't see any of that content. That's, you
Right.
download it on your phone. It's private. It's your own way to track how you've been feeling. And there's also the information about how to get to us, how to text us, how to call us. It's all listed on there. So
Yeah. And it's super easy too. It's all by emoji. So you could do like smiley face, angry face. If you do like three sad faces in a row, you have three tough days, it's going to prompt you or your child,
right,
which is cool.
yep, yeah. And they don't. A kid can download it and doesn't have. They don't have to share it with their parents. Sometimes we actually recommend though that they do.
Yeah.
Like document this stuff, how you're feeling, and then go to your parents and show them, look, I've had, this many days in a row where I just feel really down. So it's a great tool,
Hmm.
very, very good
Yeah,
tool.
definitely.
And it's free.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, so moving forward, then, how can parents support their kids' mental health? So, I think this is especially relevant. Let's say we have a family who, their son or daughter is struggling with anxiety and depression, but the parents don't have any experience dealing with that. I think that cannot be like very surprising as a parent, or you wonder like, why is my kid feeling depressed when I've given them all this? I'm sure you guys run into situations like that.
A lot.
Yeah,
Well, and I do think there's a little bit as a parent or an adult, like, do I really want to open this door
right,
into what's going on in my kid's head? But I often talk about, especially suicidal thoughts, how it's almost like a soda bottle, soda can. If you shake it up um, and then try and open it, it's just going to explode.
right,
But if you shake it up and then slowly open the lid, the built up pressure can slowly let itself out. And I feel like a lot of kids just need that.
yeah,
We have so many people who reach out to us at the hotline, whether it's an adult or a kid, who just appreciate being able to share their story.
hmm,
We're not going to fix everything. And that's kind of the thing that parents need to keep in mind as well, because um, as parents, especially if our child tells us that something's wrong, we want to fix it. We want to get in and we want to fix the problem. But it's better to, as a parent, be a teacher
hmm,
and listen to the problem, let them release that emotion, listen for the feelings that they have, and then help them analyze, okay, what can you do about this situation? Can you control it? Can you not control it? And I don't want to discount the very serious mental illnesses that
right,
people face that require therapy and medication. So I don't want to discount that. But sometimes as parents, there are simple things that we can do. And it starts with listening to what your kids are sharing with you. Um, and I think, like I said, the whole piece of we as parents often want to fix the situation. So to
yeah,
not do that. Um, and I think with, especially in today's busy world, making sure that you connect daily with your kids just to see how they're doing, especially when kids get older. Sometimes it's easy for them to walk in the door and say hi and go up to their room.
stay there
And
for
you
the rest
don't,
of the night.
yeah, exactly. And as a parent, you're tired and you're thinking, okay, that's fine. uh, I'm tired too. But trying to make that connection on a daily basis and figure out ways that you can get them to talk about their day.
Yeah,
Sometimes when you ask kids, how was your day? They'll just say fine or boring or whatever, but ask them questions, more specific questions.
yeah,
So, tell me about something great that happened today, or what was the worst thing that happened to you? Just to be a little bit more creative, to draw out that dialogue, and then listen, see what they have to say, and try not to jump into fixing it. Listen for those feelings, because sometimes, like I said, just letting them talk about it, they start to feel so much better. Um, so that daily connection, try to have fun with your kids if you can.
yeah.
Do fun activities or go places together, do things, laugh.
Mhm.
Um, Home should be a happy atmosphere whenever possible. So try and do some of those fun things together. Um, Turn off technology. I
Big
think it's
crisis.
so easy.
Mhm.
You see a family sitting in a living room together and everybody's on their phone or on their iPad. Um, Take time each day, turn it off. If you're having meal together, don't come to the table with your phone. You can be without it for a little bit. Um, and then just sometimes it's the routines, having some sort of consistency within the daily routine. I think kids thrive on structure when things are really up in the air, and they're feeling some anxiety anyway, and they don't know what to expect at home. That can create some problems. And then honestly, just um, catch your kids doing good things, catch them being good, praise them.
Yeah.
It's so amazing to see how just a little bit of praise can really change a situation around at home. And we see that when people contact us at the hotline too. We try and praise them for the things that they're doing right, or even just reaching out for help. And just that little bit of praise alone helps make them more open and willing to talk through what's going on.
Hmm. Well said.
Did I throw too much out there? Sorry.
You're good. So, if we have any youth watching, how can they reach out to the Boys Town Hotline or get to Your Life, Your Voice?
um, all they have to do is go to yourlifeyourvoice.org or ylyv.org. That'll pull up the website, so they can go right to that, and they can go on there and find out how to reach out to us. So it gives the different the phone call and how they can text with us, and how they can email with us. That's all on the website. They can download the app from the website, and just go on and read the content.
Yeah.
It's super easy to do, and if all they want to do is look, that's fine. We're not going to be connecting with them unless they connect with us first.
Yeah. And we also are on Instagram and TikTok. So if you are on either of those platforms, it's YLYV underscore can underscore help. So Your Life, Your Voice can help. And you can follow us there. We like to share resources too.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. So lastly, then, Chris, is there anything else that you think viewers should know about the during Mental Health Month?
Well, one thing, I would encourage parents to get kids to put our number in their phone.
Mhm.
I think that's just a great way for parents to show that they're concerned and that they care. And if they're not available, that somebody is out there available to their kids. So getting kids to put our phone number in their phone. We actually sometimes we have parents who call with their kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, the kids having kind of a meltdown or whatever. Not that they're out of control, but
Right.
it's a emotional meltdown, and parents will have them call, and parents might be sitting in the background. Parents might walk away and let the kids talk to us. Sometimes kids reach out to us, and we know that the one person that they need in their corner is their parent. So we'll offer to talk to the parent as well.
Mhm.
So we'll do that. So getting the kids to put the number in the phone is important. But I guess it's good for people to know we have a great staff of people who really care. They
Yeah.
care about kids. They're not looking to get anybody in trouble. Sometimes people are concerned about calling a hotline that, oh my gosh, if I say that I'm having thoughts of suicide, you're gonna call the police. No, the last thing we ever want to do is call authorities to come out to somebody's house. We want to help work through the problem, come up with options, come up with coping strategies, identify support people, so they can work through the problems. Again, it's all about empowering, especially kids, and helping them to learn some resiliency when they're having problems.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Chris, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for addressing, the mental health concerns that many youth are facing right now. They are real, they are happening. So it's great that we have the Boys Town Hotline and Your Life, Your Voice as a resource.
And we're here to help.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be live again on Thursday with Bridget Barnes for our third Thursday Common Sense Parenting Facebook Live chat at 3 o'clock Central Time. So we hope to catch you then, and we will see you later. Thank you.
Thank you.